Hey guys, today I'm going to take you through a little bit of meal prep and what I do to make it easier for me to make the right choice and to have foods that help me hit my macronutrients and keep my macros in check. So I'll take you through it. So the biggest struggle you probably have is making sure that you've got some protein on hand and ready so you can hit your macros easy and you're not surviving on protein powders all the time. So what I do is I generally cook it up in bulk. So what we got here, we got ourselves just some turkey. I like to make it nice and simple, like it doesn't have to be tough, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chuck the turkey in the oven. I've got some salmon here which I'm going to lay out on the foil. I'm going to cook that in the oven as well. And then kangaroo, I generally purposely undercook a little bit raw because when I microwave it again, I hate when it's overcooked. But I'll quickly lay that all out and then I'm going to show you how I cook it. Right, so now we've got all prepped out on the tray. What I'm going to do is we're going to chuck it in the oven. It's going to take about an hour for that turkey because it's thawed, and about half an hour for this salmon because salmon takes less and it's raw. So chuck them in as simple as possible. So, bang, whack them on in there. I'll put a timer on and then I'll come back, I'll get the salmon out and then I'll leave the turkey in for the extra half an hour after that. Next up, you always want to have some veggies on hand. So I always suggest whatever you like raw, always keep some of that on hand and some frozen veggies. So for me, if I come home, it can be as simple as we all know, when we're struggling or we're hungry, the first thing you're going to do is, grab a bag of chips and say you're only going to eat a couple of them. Next thing you know, you eat the whole bag. So try and create little habits that make that pretty much impossible for you to do. So for me, what I do is as soon as I come home, because I'm going to have my meats pre-prepared, I don't prep things up into Tupperware bowls separately. I much rather make things up on the fly and hit my macros, but I'm going to have cooked up salmon and turkey in the fridge. So meat, protein, fats taken care of nice and easy. So then I highly suggest you guys, in your shops, I personally love mushrooms. So I love to have some mushrooms on hand because I love them raw, so it means there's no prep time. And then a bag of frozen veggies as well. The other thing I always love to do is just chuck them in the microwave, for like 3 minutes and boom, you've got veggies ready for you, you've got your protein ready for you, and carbohydrates, if I need, I'll cook up some rice or sweet potatoes or those kind of things, whatever I need. Of course, when I want some sneaky carbs, also flexible dieting, mini fun size Snickers so I can get them if I need. The other thing that's also heaps handy that I love to do a lot is, I forgot to show you cutting this up, but all I do, microwave container, and a bunch of veggies, all microwaved in there. Now, it's nice and easy, it's super fast. It means now, if I'm hungry, I go into the fridge, I'm gonna have a bunch of veggies already ready, and a bunch of meat already ready, just weigh it out, put it out into my portions and hit my macros. It doesn't have to be complicated, it doesn't have to be super hard. You don't have to split up into Tupperware bowls. You don't have to eat these foods all the time, but having some of them ready for when you're in a rush and when you're hungry means it's far easier for you to make that healthy choice or that easy choice to hit your macros instead of just grabbing a bag of chips or something like that. So that's generally how simple my meal prep is. I'll check back in once the food's cooked for you, but that's as far as it goes. Is chop up some veggies, microwave it in a container and have them in the fridge ready to go. Have a few veggies that you like eating raw as well, so they're ready and prepped to go. Bag of frozen veggies to have on hand for if you weren't ready that day, you didn't pre-prep your veggies. And then you're going to have your meats coming that you've already pre-cooked and ready. Obviously, also you can have things like ham, sliced turkey, cottage cheese, all those kind of things ready, sitting in the fridge for even when shit hits the fan, you're going to have some easy choice to hit your macros better with or to make a healthy choice. Don't overcomplicate things. It doesn't have to be specifically chicken, broccoli, and brown rice. It's about getting some healthy veggies in for the fiber and micronutrients, having a good lean source of protein to ensure that you get your protein macros. Carbohydrates are never going to be an issue. Everybody's issue is they generally snack on carbohydrates way too much. So worrying about if you're going to have your carb source or not, if it's not on hand, you're going to end up eating more veggies. Going to be a good thing for you because most days, most people snack on carbohydrates and that's what you're going to blow out on. So I hope this helps in some way, guys. I know you guys want a bit of a full day of eating. I'm going to go through that so you can see what I eat in a full day in another video for you, but I just want to quickly show you a little bit of meal prep for you. Okay, so we're back in the kitchen now. I did a few chores, then I went out for a quick walk once the salmon was done, so I had half an hour and I'm on timer anyway, so once it's done, the turkey's going to turn off. So we come back, finished product. We've got the salmon, nice and cooked, delicious. Then turkey's all cooked up. Now I can just put that in the fridge and then whenever I need it I can take it as needs and make up my meals from there. Now a lot of times people really overcomplicate it and make it seem like it's a lot harder than it needs to be. So what I'm going to do is hopefully try and find a decent place to set up this camera, and I'm going to quickly prep up a meal and take you guys through how simple it's going to be. So what I'll do is I'll just throw together a bit of a stir fry. I've got one of my favorites, egg noodles here, that I'm just going to quickly show you how easy it is. It's legitimately, you know, turn on a boiler kettle, quickly chuck the kettle on, chuck the noodles in that hot water for, you know, 3 to 5 minutes, and then put it all together, and I'll try and make it look decent as well. So I'm going to get to doing that. I'll leave this camera on, maybe speed it up, or I'll just cut it out if I'm terrible at editing, and we'll be back in a second with what I'm having for lunch. Okay, and we're done. So this is what the finished product looks like. No, obviously I'm just kidding. That's sushi that I bought from Woolies earlier. But there, doesn't look too shabby, nice and simple. Probably took, once all the things are ready, under 5 minutes to prep up. Got good sources of carbohydrates in there. It's pretty much just some egg noodles with a bunch of veggies chucked into a stir fry, and my salmon on top there. People overcomplicate how hard it really is to just eat a little bit healthy. If you prep the things in advance, it doesn't take long. I mean, the salmon took half an hour to cook, and the turkey took an hour to cook, but I wasn't standing here watching over it while I did that. I was off doing other things, answering emails, those kind of things. Went out, got some sun, got a bit of a walk. And then the veggies and stuff, same thing. You know, it takes like 2 minutes to chop up, chuck it in the microwave for 15, 20 minutes. Veggies are ready. Things like the mushrooms, you just chop them up. And then egg noodles, as you saw, it's just simply boil a kettle, put them in there for about 60 seconds, just so they're cooked, take them out, throw them in the rest of the stuff. Eating healthy, hitting your macros doesn't have to be hard, it doesn't have to be overcomplicated, it doesn't have to be super perfectionist all the time. As you saw, I just weighed the stuff out on the scale, threw it all together on a plate. Nice, simple, easy, and delicious. So hopefully that's helpful for you guys, and you guys can see that it's much easier than what everyone puts it out to be, that you don't have to prep out of Tupperware bowls, you don't have to go buy huge extravagant ingredients. Salmon's a bit of a specialty for me because it was out on special at Woolworths. I don't usually buy salmon, it would usually just be turkey or chicken breast, but the same thing would happen. I would just put the chicken breast on an oven tray, put a bit of sprinkling in it. Sometimes I put another layer of aluminium foil over the top to keep it nice and moist, if I can be bothered. Sometimes I can't, but that's how simple it can be, guys. So if this was helpful for you, make sure to stay tuned. I'll have a lot more helpful videos with you guys, a full day of eating coming out. Subscribe to my channel, share the videos around. The more people that I can help, the more I'd like that. So thank you for staying with me through this whole video, guys, and hopefully you got something helpful out of it. Catch you in the next one.